Hello and welcome live on to the ESFL, ladies and gentlemen, where we will be hosting our first ICF 1 CAF Fighter Showdown card, where we're going to have tonight lots of maybe some new faces to you. However, they are still veterans in the game, people that have been in different leagues or now joining the ICF in a 6-fight card, where in the co-main event, the winner will be securing a mandatory spot for the ICF title championship belt. And the main event, what is up for stakes here, ladies and gentlemen, is the big one. It's the big spot. It's the big prize. And that is the spot in the ESFL roster, where they will obviously try and fight their way into that and go on to do bigger and better things. So if you see names in the fight card that you're not aware of or you've never seen before, do expect all these guys to turn up tonight, because they're in the big spotlight tonight. They're here to turn up. They're here to put on a showcase and show their skills and finish these fights, as you all know, in emphatic fashion. My name is TMA Prezi, and I'm here joined tonight. Beside me is your guy, one and only Romero.
Hello, thank you for the introduction, TMA Prezi. I'm really looking forward to these fights. All these fights are going to be with created fighters, so the type of fighters they use is going to be very important. Everybody knows about the Vanguard, the powerhouses, the advantages that each and every single individual CAF has over the other. But what I'm really looking forward to is to seeing how each individual player is able to implement their games despite all the little differences with the CAF fighters. I know with the main event, they're fighting for that ESFL spot. One of those fighters has a 15-1 record, so that individual, Dogu Altunay, is looking very promising. Could be a potential threat here in the ESFL. Our co-main event with BSD, Onije, and Willie Two-Tap in the ICF title fight. So the winner of that is in a huge spotlight. Everybody else underneath in this card, they're just looking to put on a wonderful show for us and go up in the rankings on their own league. So I'm honestly honored to be here. It's great to see a little refresh, a little bit something different fighters, different movesets, different thought processes in the game. And I'm just going to enjoy sitting back here, breaking down what goes on.
Absolutely, and appreciated for that, Romero. Just before we do move on to the next fight, or it looks like we are moving on very shortly, we're going to have Kelvin Lamb versus Vic Leon, I believe. Now, Victor Leon with a 3-6 record. Both of these guys looking to turn those records around. Kelvin Lamb coming in with a 4-8. Just a quick little recap on Vic. Apparently, he is very dangerous with those elbows, so that's something for Lamb to work on. Vic likes his kickboxing, so he might try and keep this one at range. Romero, if you could tell us a quick summary on Kelvin Lamb.
Oh, absolutely. Did a little bit of my homework on Kelvin Lamb. He's very flashy and showboaty, so you can figure that he would like to use the acrobatic type of fighter. He loves to use combos that many would see out of the norm, so maybe a lot of unorthodox combos, maybe using feints into spins. He says he's always prepared to put on a show, and he's hoping to finally break his losing streak by defeating Victor to round out his win-loss ratio. So both of these gentlemen, like you said, losing record, but don't let it fool you. They're coming here to fight. They're coming here to bang. They're coming to put on a show here, Pressy.
Absolutely. And I believe we are going to move on to the next fight within the next minute or so. It's going to be interesting to find out what kind of CAFs these guys pick, and whether they went on their pure knowledge or the way their style of fighting with each CAF, just the mind games and counteraction pick. However, guys, I do believe we are ready for the next fight.
All right, and
they've already started.
They're already fighting. They're going at it. They're swinging hard. You know, Cryptic Mule. I assume Cryptic Mule here is whoever's in the red corner. I believe it's Victor Leon. And that is a huge creative fight. Do you see that?
I wonder what styles they're using. We actually did miss that. Okay. Lamb. I do believe Lamb is on... It looks like he could be using an acrobatic here. However, Not to be confirmed. Nevertheless, both guys meet there. Well, we already know who's the one using the elbows there.
Yeah, the Mr. Elbow God himself, Mr. Senor Leon, with a huge that creative fighter.
Oh, flying elbow there.
Flying elbows, spinning elbows, leaping in with front kicks, trying to mix up the straight into the body kick. Good pull counter there with the pull uppercut. This is I don't think this fight is gonna get out of round one with the way they're swinging.
Oh, nice pullback counter there. Both guys, again, not trying to give each other too much room to think. Well, just as I say that, started backing up. However, both guys really going for this. I mean, it is a 3-rounder, so they can kind of use up that stamina quite aggressively. However, Cryptic Mule there, just trying to find the counter while Victor just trying to be a great. Look at that flying elbows again. Just trying to be elbow heavy. Again, going right elbow, left elbow hit. Nice slip to the side, straight right counter there by Cryptic. Oh, spinning heel kick there. Puts him on his back.
Beautiful spinning heel, and he gets the reversal.
This could be over, Romero. He's got to protect himself. And in a last second turnaround in events with 3 minutes left into the first round, but he decides to let him back up when he could have done some damage there of his own.
Maybe a little gentleman's agreement between the two after maybe flipping and mount. That's absolutely insane. That kick is deadly fast. The way it goes in the pocket, trying to lunge out the way is Victor. And good, look at that pivot right there, hitting him with the angle with the hook, trying to chain the spinning back fist into a lead overhand, doing some damage on the block there. Leg kick, and it causes a leg hold for Vamp here, Pressy.
Indeed, but just pulls himself back together. And I've just noticed, is this on real time? I do believe this could be on a real-time clock. Pretty interesting. However, does that affect anything with the stamina game? Oh, spinning back fist there, rocks him to his boots, shoots for the takedown.
And shoots for takedown, gets it. You know, I guess if it's real-time clock, the stamina, I believe, gets slightly reduced, but it doesn't seem to matter with these creative fighters. They're just still able to swing about. Pull counter elbow here. Body rock. Oh my God.
So, Romero, does that mean you are able to throw up more? Oh my, I've just seen that now, right? Oh, and he's out. He's gone. He's gone. Good night.
He's gone.
Wow. No. Wow.
Insane. What were you about to ask me there? If you can switch from what to what? Because I'm kind of blown away by that finish there.
I was gonna ask so when it is on I was thinking about the finishing shot there, pull back overhand, right? When it is on a full time, sorry, I beg your pardon. Normal time clock, does that mean you get an extra chunk of stamina, or your stamina deteriorates a little bit slower so you can have a higher output, or is it the opposite?
I believe when it's real-time clock, the stamina is like at 1.3, whereas on accelerated, because it's a faster clock, the penalties are at 1.6. I could be wrong. I know if the developers have said, I think it's slightly more for real-time clock and less in accelerated, but it's not like it mattered anyway, because that was a crazy finish into the first round. That was a beautiful pull counter. He was looking for it the entire fight. Body rocks him, forces him to drop the guard, and lands the overhand and finishes him with a flash KO. No ground and pound needed. What a great win here for Kelvin.
And what a way to start off this card here tonight. Again, guys, if you are just tuning in, this is your first ever ICF, your ICF 1 created CAF, or your CAF fighter showdown. And we are going to be moving on to the second bout of the evening, where we have Bobby Diesel versus Mike Flair, I believe that is, in a 3-round welterweight fight. I believe this one is going to be. Just waiting on both guys to select their opponents. And Romero, while they do that, what can you tell us about Flair, I believe it is?
McFlair, I thought it was Weedman Bowles versus Bobby Diesel here. That's the second fight. Because it says Weedman Bowles is the third ranked fighter here. And that's who I'm seeing here lobbied up.
I beg your pardon. Sorry, yes. But Mike Flair versus Bobby Diesel. Is that right?
No, it's a Weedman Bulls. I'm seeing Weedman Bulls here. Here they're just
Okay.
waiting for us, give them the okay. So yeah, former heavyweight champion is Weedman Bulls with very unorthodox striking. Had the longest undefeated streak within the ICF at 9-0. Dangerous ground game, but prefers not to use it if possible, and intends to use it more defensively rather than offensively to secure a highlight win. I don't believe it's the other dude. It's right here it says Weedman Bulls.
Sorry, I'm probably looking at yeah, you're right. So the fight card that I'm looking at is actually, I think it's been changed over. Yeah, I've got that one up, and both guys will still, well, it's still going to be going in the welterweight division. So hopefully we can move on to that fight.
Righty.
And it would be interesting who both guys do pick in this one.
What can you tell me about Bobby Diesel?
Bobby Diesel, it looks like he's going to be going, well, for a showboat here. And I'm just having some technical difficulties in the background. I do apologize.
It's all good.
Bobby Diesel, I beg your pardon, coming in with a record of 5-2. He is a patient powerhouse boxer who's been one of the first Xbox champions within the ICF, who's now, I believe, could have been on a short layoff, now returning back to the competitive scene. And he is looking to put a statement on here tonight. So I'm really looking forward to this one. And I do apologize, guys. I had the old, edited fight card. I believe someone could have stepped in here, but yes, Romero, we have Weedman Bulls versus Bobby Diesel. 9-2 record for Bulls, 5-2 for Diesel. Interested to see how both guys go about this one.
Yeah, let's go. Wait for them to start up. Righty, boys. Weedman Bulls, and you see Diesel versus Bulls is a fourth. I believe Weedman Bulls has 46 wins. 46 wins against his opponent here, Bobby Diesel. So if I'm the betting man here, I'm betting on Weedman Bulls because it looks like a lot of things are in his favor here, Pressy.
Absolutely, but again, you never know. If you've beaten someone once, you can always do it again. So you can never fully write him off.
Starting off in the blue kick is Weedman Bulls. Nice little rear hook from Derpinator, aka Bobby Diesel. Nice leg kick. I love that mixing up the left hook with the leg kick, trying to force your opponent to circle into that back. Nice dodge there from Weedman Bulls. So good front kick, but his leg is rocked here, Pressy.
Oh, already early on, that is not good news for him. I'm just looking at these calves. A good jab spinning kick there.
Beautiful jab spin kick. And what I'm seeing here from Bobby Diesel, he's changing up the tempo of his strikes. The way that his rhythm is going, he'll go one shot at one rhythm, he'll change the speed when he throws out another combination. There's one of the deadly spinning attacks from the Super Saiyan Weedman Bulls. Tries to go for a pull counter, but he's just out of range, going for the Tony Ferguson spinning elbow technique. But Derpinator here is looking pretty solid, very composed and impressive.
Absolutely. And Romero, how do you go about this? If you're getting your legs kicked in, I mean, do you want to just take a step back, reset yourself, or do you want to stay in your opponent's face to cut off the space for him to actually get those leg kicks in at full effect at this point?
You go with the leg kicks, yeah, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to cut away the space, crowd them with punches. It's actually worse for you to try to get on space. It's a little dangerous action for both gentlemen here. Trying to go for an axe now as Weedman Bulls. But what he's doing right here that's a little bit wrong, he's allowing his opponent Derpinator here to get those kicks off. His leg up is already at half, so he's probably, oh my god!
Oh
my god, what a sick exchange. Wow, what a combination. He's still rocking the spinning head kick.
Oh my, this could be the beginning of the end with 2 minutes left into the first round.
This is insane. That's exactly what Weedman Bulls had to do, but he gets eaten by a little front kick here. No body kick, fires it back right here, trying to win the little damage exchange. Now he has the drop in this round, but his leg health is not looking good. I'm surprised he hasn't changed his stance yet. Maybe he's not as good from southpaw as he is in orthodox. Bobby Diesel walking him to the cage, trying to put him against there. Wow!
Oh! Just like that! Oh my, oh my.
That is how you come back from adversity, ladies and gentlemen. Weedman Bulls with the little split down the middle. Super Saiyan here, ready. Respect given by both gentlemen. And look, mixing up the lead hook, cross into the axe kick. I don't even think I've ever seen that combo. It seems like something Bruce Lee would
insane, insane. But it looked like Diesel was trying to fish for that counter a little too much. He was trying to pull back uppercut, pull back straight. And he was actually, if you noticed, guys, he was actually wasting. It was draining a lot of stamina from him because he wasn't ready. It was more going over instinct, just trying to fish for that pullback counter instead of actually time it and get a read on his opponent. And before you knew it, he was just getting picked apart. And the stamina was too low, and eventually the head health got broken up as well. And great finish there.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane. There's a time and place for reactive counters, and there's a time and place for proactive counters. And you know, if I'm Bobby Diesel, I have my opponent hurt. You know, what set all that up is just him fishing for those counters, and now he gave the ability for his opponent to come back into the fight. I thought, wow, this guy's having a pretty stellar game plan, working the leg kicks. Didn't seem like his opponent knew much to switch his stance, but like a true champion does, Weedman Bulls comes forward, hurts his opponent, recognizes he's hurt, throws all these wild combinations that you can only do with creative fighters, and finish him off with a stellar Bruce Lee style finish with the axe kick. Well done, Weedman Bulls. Two great fights to start off this card here, Pressy.
Absolutely, and I'm raring to go up and watch the rest of them. Next up, we do have Stone Cold, who is currently with a 7-5 record, and a former heavyweight champion, who is a young prospect with very apparently he's got very crisp inside fighting. So I'm expecting to see a lot of head movement, trying to get on the inside, work those counters to the body, maybe come up top. In a fight against Taco Jet, who is 9-5. Very good records here, similar records. Romero, what can you tell us about Taco Jet?
Well, Senor Taco Jet, aka Jose Altamirano, he's a very technical boxer who relies heavily on reads during his fight to secure the win. He tends to get better as the fight progresses due to his sharp mind as he picks up his opponent's habits. He hopes to prove that he has what it takes to be ready for the next level of competition. So it's extremely important for Taco Jet here to, hey, if you can make those in-fight adjustments, that's a big thing for everybody at any level. And the more you get better at that, the more you stay calm in the face of adversity, the more it can open up those pathways for you to be able to fight on the bigger league. And who knows, if Taco Jet makes a statement here, he himself can look to get in a position to fight on the ESFL.
Absolutely. And I believe we are ready to move on to this fight, which I believe will be in the lightweight division with records that are slightly closer.
All righty.
Interesting to see. So we got Balanced Versatile versus a kickboxer sniper here, Romero.
Yeah, a sniper is one of the kickboxing CAFs. Usually uses a lot of long strikes. There's a lot of side kicks, a lot of spinning kicks with Senor Altamirano. Taco Jet Gus, you see right there. But you know, if you're boxing, you want to take that type of range away from your opponent here, from Stone Cold. So 7-5 versus 9-5. The records can be deceiving here. We're gonna see some good fights in action here, and the boys are ready to go here, Pressy.
And they touch gloves right off the bat. 1-2 straight down the pipe there for Austin. I actually like the CAF trying to make him look a bit like your guy Stone Cold Steve Austin. The difference is there will be no Stone Cold stunners in this fight. And 1-2 right hook just round the guard. Trying to go for something spinning fancy there. Taco Jet just cuts off the strike. I like what Taco Jet's doing. He's actually taking his time, not rushing anything. It looks like Stone Cold is the one trying to go for fancy party tricks here and land something out of the blue. He's got to take his time. It is a 3-round fight. However, as we've seen from these first 2 fights, it could literally be one strike and it's lights out, Romero.
Yeah, and you know, I saw the ping, you know, in the lobby. It's a heavy ping, so both guys are probably fighting through a lot right here. There's a little bit of a delay between the both of them. But regardless, it seems like Stone Cold here picking that wombo combo, that jab uppercut hook to try to wear down on the forearms of his opponent. Doing it again. It's been his money combination so far with regards to winning. And he has a nice, beautiful pole counter.
Nice
goes for a spinning heel, jumping crane kick. No regards to his stamina, and
Oh.
Tackle Jet is allowing him to recover. That is a mistake. You know, if your opponent overcommits and blows his gas tank there, that is the opportune time to strike and get after it once your head health recovers. So he allows Stone Cold Jet here to keep going, land these counters, and he's really solid with the inside boxing here. Stone Cold Jet here, Pressy.
Exactly, Romero. And you know what? I feel like Tackle Jet, like you said, he kind of let him off the hook there. He whiffed himself trying to go for the kill. And Tackle Jet just missed that window just to fire back something and maybe get a bit of body rock of his own or something there. However, he's not doing anything too dramatic, anything too erratic, sticking to the game plan, not letting that get him out of his rhythm. Again, with 2 minutes left into the first round, I mean, he's got to try to take his time, fight with the lag or the ping there. Oh, but as I say that, dropped again with a left uppercut. This time, can Stone Cold put the finishing touches on this fight? He's got Tackle Jet against the octagon, just sets him out, gets him out free there from the clinch, circles round to his right, which is, well, he actually wants to go to his left now as he's got fighting against a southpaw stance. You want to circle away from that power hand. And it looks like Stone Cold's pressure is actually finding a way through this time here. Whiffing that spinning heel kick there this time, Romero.
Yeah, and what's working for Stone Cold is that his defense is on point. You know, when he comes forward, he has no issue because Taco just not really giving him anything, not giving him any different looks, not going low. He's mainly headhunted. So Stone Cold knows I can go off on an exchange, fire off to the head, and Taco Jet's worried if I'm going to go low to the body or not. Stone Cold is not, and you can already see the long-term head health of Taco Jet is out. One thing I'd like to see from both gentlemen, you see those major whiffs from their opponent. Oh, and speaking about a major whiff, they're beautiful timing there. Not enough to get a rock there. Taco Jet able to back up out of range, but lands a beautiful overhand there in the pocket. But that first round clearly goes to Stone Cold. Landed pretty much all the significant damage there. Beautiful pull counter. And Taco Jet has an inability to adjust here. Not going for any pull counters or not trying to slip counter the jab uppercut before the hook comes out. It's an uphill battle from here on out, Pressy.
Absolutely, a complete dominating round there by Stone Cold. I mean, Taco's not completely out of this. As long as he watches out for those pullback uppercuts. I mean, I thought the stamina game would have been, oh, nice, straight right, down the pipe. Put Stone Cold on his back this time in the fight. Good stuff here. Could that be a momentum build-up for Taco? As I was saying, Romero, the stamina game for Taco is not too bad. So if this does go into the... Left uppercut puts Taco down this time. Back and forward stuff here. Knockdown for knockdown in the second round with Taco Jet versus Stone Cold.
Yeah, Stone Cold, you know, that's the way that you want to respond. You get dropped, you go forward, and you're seeing that when you have an opponent that's not adjusting to what you're throwing, why stop throwing it? You keep going after it if they're showing an inability to counter. Now, there was a beautiful planted counter that got the drop for Taco Jet, but the left uppercut has been there the entire time for Stone Cold Austin, as well as that beautiful haymaker. And I love the way these exchanges are going on for Stone Cold, going high-low, high to the body, forcing Taco Jet to wait on him as opposed to getting his own rhythm going in the fight. And both of these gentlemen are going off your pressing.
I feel just like Taco maybe flustered a little bit when, you know, if you've got that stamina game on your side, again, every time I mention stamina, he gets rocked. A nice three-piece combination there by Stone Cold. Again, takes his time, doesn't do anything too erratic, doesn't try to jump all over him this time and gas him out. Taking his time, trying to work his guy and break that head health apart. But you can never, oh, a nice 1-2 uppercut this time by Taco Jet, rocking Stone Cold. We're facing a bit of lag here. Both guys, I think, just giving waiting for that lag to settle down and go back to war. I mean, you can never write a fighter out as long as they got that long-term stamina on their side. You're
Jesus.
never fully out of the game, but this time it looks like it could be the beginning of the end for Taco Jet here, because he's rarely standing in front of Stone Cold. When Stone Cold's throwing the strikes, he's there to be hit. But a nice left hook, right uppercut in the exchange. Taco Jet makes the jump. Can he get the finish? What? Sick KO. Oh my days.
Wow. I know exactly what happened there, and it's actually, if I'm Stone Cold, I'm looking at the screen right now like, what went wrong? And Stone Cold got a little bit too eager with the finish. His short-term stamina was low. That is the advantage of having that stamina. Now, as I always say, it's not enough to just be defensive. You have to have some form of counter offense. And the irony that Taco Jet finished Stone Cold, dropped him in there with his own combination, the jab, uppercut, hook. The irony couldn't be any sweeter for Taco Jet. Was able to bounce back from adversity, get that ground and pound finish. But, that was a risky fight for both gentlemen. Both of them are rocked. Both of them are hurt. Definitely neither one of them lose any stock here with this fight. And it was a pretty good treat to watch here. One thing I definitely would like to see both fighters work on, though, is just using their head movement consistently with their counters. Taco Jet, that was a great win for him. He caught him right after he whiffed. Stone Cold, when your stamina gets lower, the longer time it takes for your short-term stamina to recover. And I guess for that moment in time, Stone Cold just let it go a little bit too soon. Taco Jet just relied on his defense and then applied the counter offense with his combo there, Pressy.
Couldn't have said it better, Romero. A good win, and even in some sense, a great comeback there. Just when it looked like Stone Cold was all over him and doing a much better, heavier damage in the first round. A great, like I said, a great way to come back. Take your time, pull yourself together. Go to the corner, rethink the game plan coming into round 2, kept his cool, kept his head screwed on, and his wits got him that great comeback KO victory for Taco Jet there. GG's to both guys, and appreciate everyone for taking part. We're halfway up through the card now, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have just a quick recap move on to Thunder versus Dennis Hendo Malley.
What a name. That's a mouthful right there. So first fight of the card, Kelvin was able to get the victory. So, had a little bit of adversity to deal with there with Vic Leon, but landed a beautiful pull counter that ended up finishing the fight. Weedman Bulls, well, from what started off as a bad start with his leg getting rocked, was able to come forward, wear on his opponent with some good solid pressure. And once he had Bobby Diesel rocked, threw out an out of nowhere unorthodox combination, living up to his unorthodox striking with the lead hook cross kick to get the flash KO finish. And as we just saw, Taco Jet from the brinks of the dead, long-term head health done. His stamina was good, but wasn't doing much with it. But as if on cue, maybe listening to the commentators as he's fighting, decides to turn it up, waits for Stone Cold to get a little bit overzealous on a combination and tags him as his short-term stamina is low, hits him with 2 shots, sends him down to the canvas, and dusts him off. Crazy, crazy comeback win for Taco. Card's looking great.
Absolutely. And before we go on to the next fight, we have Dennis. Well, before I even mention anything about the next fight, actually, very quickly, guys, if you did want to, if you're new here and you did want to take part and interact with the UFC community and get to know people, socialize, and even get some sparring in, make sure you join the ESFL Discord, where there is hundreds and hundreds of top level players, even the best, well, all of the best in the world, where they all take part in sparrings, communicate, interact with one another, and even set out Discord. I believe there's actual ESFL Discord challenges now where you can maybe, I think, send in like highlight reels and things like that and win prizes and things like that going forward. Also, not to forget, We have the UFL on the Saturday, July the 31st. But most importantly, the big one. Tomorrow, the closed qualifier, which is the redemption tournament for, I believe, the esports, for the official esports league. So don't forget to tune into that one tomorrow. However, back on to the ICF created fighter showdown, which is the ICF 1. We have Dennis versus Thunder. Now, Dennis is a very unique acrobatic fighter. So he might be taking Showboat or he might be taking the acrobat in this fight. He's challenged for multiple titles, however, come very, very close. Not getting the W's on them, but hopefully tonight will be his time to shine and get himself in a title spot in the near future. What can you tell us here about Thunder, Romero?
Well, with Thunder, he's a very old veteran. You know, his record maybe not look too appealing to someone at 7-6, but has been around the scene since the same time as his opponent. Prefers to use his wrestling offensively to obtain position over submission. So from that, it sounds like he might be using a grinder type of creative fighter, mainly the wrestling type of creative fighter. So just secure himself a position based on control time and a couple ground and pound strikes here. And he has some sharp striking to ensure that he can clutch the win in any manner possible. So this is a very strategic fighter from what it sounds like based on the scouting report, based on watching this individual fight right before this fight. And I'm looking forward to seeing, Thunder. I think he has the simplest name on his card, right? Versus Denise O'Malley, a mixture of Henderson and guess O'Malley here. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. Every single fight has been a finish up to this point. Let's see if we're going to get another one.
Very interested. And we are going to be moving on to that one right now. Welterweight division. Dennis going for the acrobat. And was that Thunder going with the balance there?
I think it was a top dog. Yeah, top dog's a very balanced one. You can strike, you could grapple with top dog. Has some pretty decent health stats as well. So Hendo O'Malley versus Thunder. We're gonna see if they live up to their names here, Pressy.
And we are ready. He's got Showboat written all over him, even in the introductions here by the referee. They do touch gloves, however, mutual respect is there. Hendo O'Malley straight down with those low kicks, trying to come up top. Thunder with the teep to the face there, doesn't quite land. Again, nice, clean, strong low kick there. Elbow for elbow by Hendo O'Malley. Right off the bat, Hendo O'Malley trying to be very aggressive here in the opening stages of this fight, Romero.
Yeah, and I like that right there, using that little pull count, that little retreat there, and firing off a leg kick of himself here is Thunder, making those nice in-match adjustments. Hey, if you're going to fight somebody that's kicking you, the best thing you can do is kick them back. You can take them off their game and distract the rhythm, and a good in-pocket combination there, and gets a nice leg rock off of a check there. Dennis was a little bit too predictable, and that's good on the scorecards for Thunder there, Pressy.
Absolutely, back and forward stuff, like you said. Thunder just trying to give Hendon some taste of his own medicine with those leg kicks, maybe to get him thinking about that low block as well. No one really though been able to oh, nice check there. Oh, flying knee there. Just momentarily stuns Thunder. Gotta just take his time, back up, and reset himself, because that block wasn't looking too shabby there. Both guys trading vicious hooks on the inside. Another flying knee here. Dennis really trying to frustrate Thunder with these flying knees and these low kicks, trying to throw those fancy combinations, but he's got to be careful, because all it takes is one back step, one mistake by Dennis, and Thunder to put the lights out, Romero.
Yeah, and that's what I haven't seen anybody effectively use the retreat the way that Thunder is doing it. Landing some nice leg kicks as well. What I want to see Thunder do is the next time that he uses that retreat to plant after the whip and land a hook. But just as I say that, switches up the game plan, goes for the low single leg and takes him down, maybe to try and secure the round here. But good heavy damage for both gentlemen here in the fight. Crazy good denial here. That denial is really hard to get. Shifts him away from the cage, so it's not really easy for him to put up Thunder against the cage, and another solid denial. Gets him right over the backside. And this is exactly what wants position over submission. But hey, Hendo Mally is able to get up here into the standing backside position, and Thunder maybe accidentally allows him to get back up and have a chance here on the feet here, pressing. Good little front kick there, action there as well.
Absolutely, and what looked like was a frustrating start for Thunder, actually a good ending to round one. And I think the significant toll was those leg checks. But as I say that, eats a spinning heel kick to the head with only 25 seconds left in the round. Straight right, left hook combination there by Hendo Mally. Good stuff. Eats a head kick. Rock backs up, but he only finds himself to back up to the cage with 10 seconds left. I don't think Thunder can get him out of it, but he's got to take his time there. Good finish, good fit ending there to round one by Thunder. Romero.
Yeah, really solid round there. You know, way to stay composed. There was a moment where Dennis could have probably finished him if he pressed the issue a little bit more. Was holding forward on that left stick. For those of you who don't know, if you continue to pull forward on that left stick, you can kind of slow down your combination because you're taking yourself out of position. And I love the way that Thunder is using that retreat and rocks him again with a head kick. And I see every single time Hendo Mally gets rocked, he hits a little lunge and gives that old animation that I thought got removed. But what a great thing to do here from Thunder, getting another takedown. And this time has a lot more time to work here. Now, you can't get 10-8s off of control time alone unless you get some damage. You can at least secure the round for yourself. Good ground and pound here from top mount. Has to be aware of the butterfly get up here. Oh, but instead he moves with the cage, flips him over, and is now in the guard of Thunder here, pressing.
Just gets into half guard there, but look at this. Thunder taking the back, gets the back mount with plenty of time left, just goes into back seated there, trying to get out. Nice denial here by Thunder. Goes for the rear naked choke. Can he put him to bed? Cat and mouse stuff here, Romero.
Oh yeah, you know, that rear naked choke seems to have a good advantage, but look at the defense on Dennis, you know, pretty low on the short-term stamina, able to stop the chain, I assume. Yeah, wasn't able to get the chain, but that submission bar is going up real high. But no concern there for Dennis was taken, able to recover and get to side control. If I'm Dennis here, I am getting up. I do not want to stay on the ground here, but elects not to do so. Now in the guard of Thunder, you can assume it's pretty dangerous to do so. Tries to fake the top mount. Reason why you want to fake each different direction, if you can get your opponent to bite on that fake, you'll have a grapple advantage, and that'll help you be able to transition. Another solid denier. Hendo Mally showing his ability to grapple as well with Thunder, but elects to go right back up.
Absolutely, grapple advantage, and like you just said, it does look like Thunder does have the advantage on the ground here against Hendo Mally as well. So good choice to get up here, but gets put right back down with the left hook. Big slam. 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the second round. Back to the floor, and this is where Thunder does his work. Look at that good get up denial there by Thunder, banging that drum, trying to drain that stamina from the body, but a nice pull to side control here by Hendo Mally. Finds himself getting back to his feet with 1 minute left in the first round, trying to go for that flying knee. A leg kick there, checked by Thunder, trying to put that pressure on and maybe land something significant here in the closing stages of round two. And this one, O'Malley looks like he could be 2 rounds behind here. About to go into the third if it does get there, Romero.
This is insane. You know, one thing Thunder's doing is playing it smart. You know, kind of similar to Leon Edwards. Sees his opponent's hurt, just winning the exchanges, taking his time there, knows that he has 2 rounds in the bag, not going to take any insignificant risk here. And that's 2 rounds for me on the scorecards for Thunder. Able to out-grapple his opponent, able to drop his opponent. It's just a wrap here. And you know, this third round, Hendo Mally can't afford to play on the background. He's gonna have to pressure, force Thunder to try to commit a mistake. But looking at the defense of Thunder and the way he's able to plant in the pocket and land his own rear hook counter, has been giving Dennis a lot of fits here, pressing.
Absolutely, and the thing is, Hendo O'Malley's got to be aggressive, but it's got to be calculated aggression. It's got to be ABC. It's got to be, you know, orthodox fighting. These spinning back heels and all of these fancy party tricks, they do get the emphatic knockouts. They do close the show in tremendous fashion. However, they can also bite back and they can put you down. It could put you lights out with a simple step back or pullback counter. He's got to take his time. However, with that being said, he's in a spot he doesn't want to be in. He's on his knees, and it looks like Hendo O'Malley's going to deny him from getting up. Goes for that. Well, he takes his back here. Backseat. Tries to fake there, I believe. With plenty of time left in the third and final round. Hendo O'Malley wants to get up, wants to reset, and try and close the show because it looks like he's losing all the rounds. A good transition there. Back to backside here. Can he go to half guard? He does get there. Where does he go from here? Back to sprawl here, Romero. What does he want to be doing to get himself up?
Well, there was a major mistake that Dennis kept doing. You know, he wanted to avoid getting back mount, and maybe his creative fire doesn't have it, but I would have allowed Thunder to get back mount once he strikes, try to hit the contextual transition to get up. But instead of rolling the full guard, elected the side control and then went to sprawl. I think it would have been better to try to go to half guard and try to get the ref stand up from the half guard position. It's the easiest position to get a ref stand up from, but it's just not looking good here for Hendo O'Malley. This has to be extremely frustrating. Your opponent sticking to you like glue, sticking to the game plan, has beaten you on the striking, has beaten you in the grappling, but hits a nice reversal there on the ground and pound, rolls him through. But Dennis still elects to stay on top here. This is not what you want to do. If you're down on the scorecards, you're putting yourself at risk to get submitted. You're not going to win. You've lost the first 2 rounds. I think the smarter decision would have been to get up here. Still passing guard, still kind of scoring, but you got to look to get some damage off, and I don't think a minute left is going to do much damage here, Pressy.
Absolutely. I think he's just trying to get some form of, hit and hope, ground and pound, which, like you said, isn't really the way you want to go forward. But is this an arm triangle I'm seeing here?
Yes, you are. You're seeing a nice arm triangle. Now, funny enough, with this significant stamina advantage, you'd think that Thunder would be able to get it. So I don't know if it's just that the defense of Dennis is that good or the offense is a little bit lacking here. Regardless, this is eating up the clock time, and I think any one of our educated players who are watching us live here on ESFL, the ICF, showcasing the creative fighters and the tactical skill of their roster. Unable to get the submission here, but I think able to get a clear victory is Thunder here, Pressy.
Absolutely clinical on the feet and an absolute nightmare on the ground here for Thunder. I beg your pardon, Hendo O'Malley. Great performance there by Thunder. Let's see what the judges thought about that one.
I think that's an easy 30-27 or even a 30-26 win. That 5th round, that's a 5th. 3rd round. Yeah. Now, a little bit of the IQ, the fight IQ wasn't there. If you're losing the fight on the ground and you can't afford to be there, you're down on the cards, you gotta take a risk. There's no different from you getting knocked out to losing a decision. If you're already down the card, you got to go for broke. You got to take your chances here. Try to look to set up your strike. Try to look to set up that big combo finishes. The heart of Dennis was there, but the calculated thinking of Thunder was also there and just mitigated all of his opponent's risk. And that was all she wrote. Thunder takes the first decision of the night.
I don't know if I'm reading this correctly. I think someone in the chat actually said that was a split decision.
No
whether
way.
That was actually the case. I don't know what fight the judges were watching in this game, but I don't think that was a split. But
I don't think that was a split. That happy animation kind of showed a nice, easy 30-26. Maybe get 50 G's for the payout here for Uncle Dana's. Clean work. But guess what, Pressy? We're here with our co-main event.
Absolutely. And again, don't forget this one. This guy, guys, we have Jay, I believe, Oni Jay versus Willie 2Tap. And this fight is to cement themselves put themselves in a mandatory spot for the ICF title fight in the near future. So these guys are really going to be putting everything on the line. They're going to bring their A game, their P's and Q's, leave no room for mistakes, and at the same time, put on a show for you lot as well. Moving on, before we do move on to this fight, just a quick recap. We have Oni J with a 7-3 record, who is a submission specialist with crispy boxing and extremely, extremely dangerous. Once he gets you in that rubber guard, it could be the beginning of the end. So Willie Two Tap has to stay away from that rubber guard. He's got to take his time and possibly keep this one on the feet. If you
Yeah,
can tell
Willie
us a
Two
little
Tap
about
here.
Willie Two Tap Romero.
Yeah, Willie Two Tap. I don't think he's gonna be looking to get any takedowns here. Very acrobatic fighter, so the name could probably give it away. He's gonna choose the acrobat fighter. Very kick heavy style, exciting and flashy to watch as he hopes to make his name off of a fellow veteran who's definitely one of his toughest tests to date. You know, Oni J has the better record here. He's ranked one spot ahead of him on the ICF, and this is gonna be, tough fight. You know, the grapplers here, the ones that really have their grappling on point, they've been able to show those advantages, whether it be in the ground and pound, where be controlling their opponent. We just saw a great clinic from Thunder against his opponent, Dennis Hendomali. So I'm interested to see, will the grappler be able to get the fight to the ground, or is Willie Two Tap going to tap that head, get him out of there, and cement himself as the next title shot contender?
Very interesting. And we are going to be moving on to that fight now. And believe this one is in the welterweight division. We have, like you said, going with the acrobat, and Oni J going for the versatile CAF here, Romero.
All right, and these guys. I see Oni J has one win over his opponent. As we can see though from that, I believe 3 fights ago, that one win could have been close. That one win could have been a blowout. We don't know. We're here watching this live. We're trying to see how this unfolds. I want to see an acrobat throw out a level 4 type kickboxing combo. I want to see these fighters get loose, have the defense on point, their counter offense at point. A lot of finishes, only one decision on this card so far. Has a calf named Vic. I don't know if it's an homage to James Vick, and he flexing out here over in the octagon, just chilling, vibing and everything. Oni J ready to flex his own guns here, looking up, tapping his chest, doing the whole Max Holloway jig. We're going to set him off here, pressing.
Ready to put on a show, and the winner will cement themselves in that mandatory spot at a shot at the ICF title belt. Both guys going for it right in the pocket. Phone booth stuff here. Straight away, high level stuff right off the bat that you can tell. Mixing it, head, body. And here we go. First takedown successful here.
Yeah. Great takedown there from Oni J. If I was Willie Two Tap, he had to go up on the left stick to deny that one. When the stances are opposite stances, it's a lot harder to read that takedown, and the input gets inverted, and that throws off a lot of play, even in the ESFL. And already able to pass into mount. Not a good position for Willie Two Tap, and you're just losing. There's 3 minutes left. You definitely want to work out from there, but a nice denial from Oni J. And goes for the triangle armbar here, Pressy.
Right off the bat and early into the fight with, not much difference in the stamina, but he must be for someone to do that he is really confident in his abilities and his submission skills. So this is going to be very interesting for Oni J and very dangerous for Two Tap. Two Tap, what does Two Tap want to do here, Romero? Does he just want the referee to stand it up, get all the denials he can? Or does he actually try and find a denial, a transition denial, and then transition himself?
That's exactly what you want to do. If you're in bottom mount against anybody who's a competent player, you gotta look to try to get denial. This is why it's important to practice your denials in bad positions. You don't want it to be your first time being there. Seems like Oni J here, he knows that he's not gonna get these submissions right here, but what he's doing with these submissions is that he's resetting the position. And that's something that a lot of people don't like to talk about in jiu-jitsu, The submission isn't just one move. If you get an early stage of an armbar, you're not likely going to get it there. But if you can hold it there for 20 to 30 seconds, that increases your probability of getting the submission. And I like to see players who are playing very intelligently, using those submissions to keep somebody locked down. And there's a good denial there. Willie Two Tap uses that denial and gets up on the feet there. Lands a good combination there. Unable to stand short-term stamina very low. And Oni J got some right back on the mount. Now here in full guard, doesn't get any control time, but also takes out the chances of his opponent racking up any damage and goes for a leg lock here, Preston.
Oh, it looks like this one he could try and get if he can read that pattern of Two Tap. However, so far Two Tap looks like he will get clear of this attempt with only 55 seconds left into the first round. Oni J, I mean, like you said, not only does it reset the position, Romero, however, he's getting more. Every time he's blocking in these submissions, he's getting that read on the pattern. So the next time he tries to get it, maybe if 2Tap doesn't switch up his patterns or the way he goes about defending these submissions in the mini game, it could be game over.
For sure, and you know, that's a solid round, a good solid denial to end it. That scores a good amount of points. Those of you who don't know, when you pass guard, when you counter the transitions, when you get reversals, that scores for you, especially if the striking is close. And this fight has been pretty much clinic on the ground from Oni J. That's an easy 10-9 round. Little bit of damage landed there from Vic, but I think the control and the damage that Oni J was able to get off with his submissions, with some of the ground and pound, overworks anything that Vic did. And right back in the pocket, going with the jab, cross, lead hook, a very common staple in the metagame, and a good snapping body kick. Nice little side kick, Wonder Boy action here with the hook kick to the body, side kick. This is exactly where Willie 2Tap wants to be. He wants to tap that head, going with the lead uppercut. Able to get denial there, and now things seem to be switching in favor of Willie 2Tap here, Pressy.
Very good. I was going to actually say Willie 2Tap's really got to be on those P's and Q's with the takedown defense. And again, shoots for it this time. Does get it into side control here. What can Oni go for? Tries to go there for that submission. Good denial. This time, ships for it again. Gets it this time. Can he get that read on 2Tap and get the submission here? This one is cat and mouse stuff. This time, it's very, very close here, Romero. Is he going to get the submission?
It looks like he very well could. It's looking good for Willie 2Tap here, as long as it doesn't get too good. That arm is getting hyperextended, but it seems like just before he can get submitted, he's able to escape right now, back inside control. I'm Willie 2Tap, I'm getting up, and that's exactly what he does right here. Gotta have that takedown defense on point. Recognize he's only using one turning takedown. That's the up takedown right now, because he's in orthodox and his opponent Oni J is in southpaw. When he goes for that driving takedown, it's going to be up on the denial. It's the only one that he's going for. When he goes for a regular takedown, times it accordingly. Oh, well done there. Good head movement from Oni J. They're letting loose a little bit too much, but ooh, right when he has the chance there, punishment. But look at that. Beautiful takedown, drives him right back into full guard. And that's what I love to see. You can already see that the levels of the players has gone up as the card has gone up. Beautiful timing on that takedown. Great use of the grapple advantage to get up here from Mr. Willie 2Tap, tapping the head of BSD Oni. And this is the fight that we want to see.
And what kind of strikes, if you're Willie 2Tap, because I noticed Willie 2Tap's being a bit heavy with the roundhouse kicks to the body here, and he's actually made to whiff that last one when Oni shot for that takedown. What kind of strikes do you want to use against your an opponent that is takedown heavy here, Romero?
You want to use those linear strikes. You definitely want to use strikes like the T kicks. You want to use strikes like the body uppercuts. Anything you can throw up the middle that can intercept your opponent's takedown, even for like the smallest frame of the animation, is exactly what you're going to look to go for. You can even try to avoid the cage, because the cage does give them grapple advantage if you get a little bit too close to it, but essentially you don't want to give them too much space they can go, and you just want to manage your stamina, manage your shots accordingly. Now, a lot more success for Willie 2Tap here, damage-wise, against Oni. Lands a beautiful kick there. Oni likes to go for a knee. Now spinning back fist. That's a good amount of damage there for Oni. Might be able to push things in his favor, and you can notice that Oni's now starting to open up, because he sees that Willie 2Tap is low blocking, worried about the takedowns, going for the lead uppercut, cross lead hook. They are swinging and banging here, and that round, a little bit closer. A little bit closer there in terms of damage. You know, the takedowns are there, but takedowns don't really score too much unless they're slams. It's just a changing of position, not much of damage done. Close round for that round two. Could lean towards Oni J. Could be 1-1 or 2-0 for Oni J heading into this third round as they touch him up here, Pressy.
Indeed, and I do, on my card, I do actually have it 1 round apiece. First round going to Oni J, second for 2Tap with those. I think he's got maybe 1 or 2 rocks in that second round. However, like you said, a lot of takedowns and a bit of control time there from Oni J. However, I think the strikes were more significant for 2Tap. Interesting to see how the judges have this one. However, we are in the third and final round, where this time Oni's trading in the pockets, trying to chew that guard up. Right hook there, rocks 2Tap, left, puts him down on his back. He jumps on him. Can he get the finish? Ground and pound, and he can't defend himself. And the referee stops the fight. Not leaving this one up to the judges here. Only Jay going for the kill in the third and final round. What a fight, Romero.
That's what the threat of the takedown does. It opens up your striking. And I noticed there in those final bits of exchanges, he's low blocking. He's getting, he's getting antsy. He's getting ready. Like, okay, he's gonna shoot now. He's gonna shoot now. Not realizing that his head's getting torn up. Now you saw the sense of urgency from Willie Two-Tap, but he wasn't really in the same situation as the previous fight where Hand O'Malley was clearly down 2-0. Those rounds were close. And if he could have gotten a 10-8 round off of the striking, he could have kind of edged the judges in his favor. He took a chance there. He got caught up in the barn fire there. Only Jay able to stay consistent, defensively responsible, and able to have that counter offense with his punches in the pocket, able to send him down to full guard, land some hellacious ground and pound, and pretty much put on a MMA clinic there. Good on the striking, not panicking at all, getting great takedowns, great timing with the takedowns, using the turns, although Willie Two-Tap did catch on. Maybe the homeboys listening to the commentary, denied up, was able to get that late scramble denial against that turn takedown. That could have switched things up for him. But as we all say, it was great when it was going on for him. He's going to look back at that fight, try to see what he was going on. But Oni Jay, great win, set himself in line for that next title shot in the ICF. Well done.
Perfectly said. And like you said, at this level, there is no room for mistakes. As soon as you make that mistake, it's time to pay. And I believe only Jay capitalized on that. Great stuff to both guys. Good luck to him with his title bout in the near future. However, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event of the evening, where we have Dogu versus, is that CipTM? I believe Dogu Altunay versus CipTM or CipTM.
It says it's pronounced Chip, but he has it spelled Sip.
Right, CipTM. I beg your pardon. And this is for everything. And when I mean everything, this is for the lights. This is for the big stage where the winner will officially secure themselves a spot in the ESFL, which are what the youngsters and all the competitive players on this platform, on this game and community can only dream of. It's the big time. It's where all the world's best players take part and go to war, and as well bar together, interact, and socialize. So if you want to take part in the socializing interaction aspect, don't forget to join the ESFL's Discord. However, moving on to the main event of the evening, where Altunay comes in with a flashy 15-1 record. He was your PS champ. He's an extremely clean kickboxer who's had, I believe, 7 or more title defenses. So this guy is really sharp. He's always coming on his A game. He's coming in a bit of a layoff. So maybe he's had a little bit of a layoff. Is this the right time for TM to actually turn on the lights and put his guy out and take that spot in the ESFL? Or is Altunay gonna come in on his P's and Q's as if he's never left the scene and put in a show tonight? What can you tell us about TM, Romero?
Well, on the topic, before I even get on TM, sometimes taking breaks can be the best thing that you can do. It allows you to reset. It allows you to take in the atmosphere, let the division unfold. And when you come in refreshed and you're able to put on better performances, that might be the case here with Dogu Altunay. But with CipTM, he's the lightweight division PlayStation champion. This is a super fight, Dogu being the heavy division PlayStation champion. And he's very well-rounded. He's an unorthodox fighter with technical striking, embodying the spirit of his camp with flying knees, coached the ICF tough, and hopes to bring that his striking prowess can bring him the victory. Fun fact, both of these gentlemen are in the same camp, FOI. So we're seeing an inter-champ battle, dual champ or double champ battle, however it works over in the ICF, and his record is 11-3. So you got one guy who's 15-1, only loss being the Stone Cold, who lost the bout that he was really in control of until he committed one mistake. And CipTM, don't know who he's lost to in the ICF, but 3 losses, 11 wins, you gotta be solid. And this is the main event, so I expect this to be 5 rounds. I expect some bangs. I expect to see a lot of good intellectual thinking. They're in the cage, the virtual cage, and these boys are going to put it on here, Pressy.
Absolutely. And very interesting. Like we said, they probably know a lot about each other, tested each other's styles and striking skills and MMA all round to go with it. So we're going to expect these guys either to go straight to war or play it as a chess match. However, it will be at the highest levels, and we are ready for that main event of the evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, fasten those seatbelts and enjoy the ride. Moving on to the main event of the evening, we have in the welterweight division.
Welterweight versus kickboxing. Sniper versus sniper. So they both know what they have in each other's arsenal against each other. The record here against each other, it's in favor of Altunay. It's very close. 27, 27 for Dogu, 20 wins for Chip. 5 rounds, I assume it should be 5 rounds. Welterweight bout in the WFA. Respect is given by both competitors. Pokes out the hand there. Guess letting them know they're going to touch gloves. Looking on. Don't know if he's shaking no or not. But these boys are going to get after it. And we're in round 1 of this bout here, Pressy.
And they touch gloves again. Guys, don't forget, this is a spot in the ESFL roster. So everything is on the line for these guys. They will be fighting at their very best. Nothing but A games here. And sit there trying to work that jab from a distance. Right hook on the inside there. Just misses. Oh, a good lead flying knee there by Sip.
Yeah, that's a crazy good flying. He gets a lot of good damage. I noticed Dogu's very reserved. After his stamina gets to a certain point, he refuses to strike and allows his stamina to recover. A lot of whips here, though. That's not going to be good for the long-term stamina, especially if this goes into the deeper rounds. It's actually a 3-round fight, not a 5-round fight. That's kind of interesting. I would think that's a 5-round fight, but that makes the stakes even harder because now if they really do commit one mistake, it's over. But just as I say that, nice little cheeky uppercut after the body kick is thrown in the pocket. You don't want to throw your kicks in the pocket. Puts you at risk to get boxed up. Nice little cheeky body kick there as well for you both. And you can tell both gentlemen are familiar with each other. And it's looking like a pretty clean bout. Good knee on the exit there from Chip.
Absolutely. And it is Southpaw versus Orthodox here. So they've got to be careful and trading there and trying to go for that flying knee again. However, interrupted by that straight left down the pipe there by Dogu. Going for that low kick straight left as well. 2 minutes and 35 seconds in round 1. Back and forward stuff here. Both guys trading strike for strike.
Yeah, for sure here. Nice leg kick there from Chip. Nice spinning attack there from Dogu. And now, I'm noticing that Chip is kind of like now waiting on Dogu to get off when he was having a lot of success being the first person here. You see that he's whiffing, trying to force the changes. But just like shit, I say that. Lands a rear hook, but elects not to continue to go forward. Has to be looking to try side steps. These are side kicks there. Lands a good knee there. This is close exchanges. Nobody's gotten rocked. Dogu's looking for that slip hook counter. His knees on the inside. Very brutal Muay Thai style here from Chip. And this is just really close here. I don't know who's winning this round. It's kind of hard to choose here, Preston.
It is back and forward stuff here. I like how Chip's landing those hooks on the inside. And the flying knee rocks. Dogu here. Goes knee to the body. Doubles up on that. Tries to go for a lead flying knee again. 1 minute left. 55 seconds left in the first round. A good spinning kick to the body there. Just trying to create some distance for Dogu. Dogu's really got to stay calm. Got to stay composed. Take your time, don't panic. Still plenty of time in this fight. However, he's using up more of the stamina game. He's taking those damages from the knee. Chip's really trying to pick him apart with those knees and frustrate him. He's just got to keep his cool. Maybe just keep out of range here, Romero, away from those knees, and come back and refresh himself for the second round.
Yeah, that second round, just as I said, it was too close to call. I think Chip is able to secure it there with a rock. The striking total actually in favor of Dogu here. but The Rock is there. And I think the one thing is that when Dogu gets a little bit impatient, he's in the pocket with low short-term stamina. Not too much of a disadvantage here, but one rule thing I say, if somebody's throwing knees at knee, you got to fire your own knees back. Make them respect you off the middle. If you don't have the ability to counter them with the lateral jabs or anything along those lines with side kicks, you got to fire off your own knees. And right now, he's trying to force his exchanges in the pocket, and his head health is getting low, and that's scoring a lot for Chip. A lot of efficiency, now mixing in the leg kicks. The block is up, able to evade with good footwork there, good body kicks, and just a strategic Muay Thai-esque attacker from Chip. And Chip is looking like the man here. Good little retreat there from Dogu. He was able to avoid a clinch attempt there earlier. None of these gentlemen have any interest in going to the ground. That spinning body kick has been money for Dogu here so far here, Pressy.
Absolutely. Chip really looking very solid here. Dogu using those spinning kicks to the body, trying to create distance. However, there'll be one or two occasions he misses them, drains that stamina, but a flying knee rocks Dogu again. This time in the second round, with over half a round here left. Tries to go with that flying knee, well out of range. A good time, high kick to lead, high kick to the head there by Dogu. Rocks Chip to his boots, but just gathers himself momentarily. A good right hook there from the outside by Chip. Both guys standing in the pocket. For me, I think Dogu just stands in that pocket that little bit extra, like second or two extra for my liking, where he should be backing out after his strike, back out, get that stamina regen. But look at that spinning heel kick, way out of range there. Romero gets made to pay. He's rocked. Could this be the beginning of the end?
Yeah, Dogu's in a load of trouble, and you know, just as the fight was looking good for him, now reaching with these strikes. And what Chip is doing really well, what people may not be noticing, is playing a good game of footsie. So just as he's about to enter in Dogu's range, he slightly slides right out, allows him to whiff, and then once he sees the whiff, he begins his own exchange to land off that damage. And he's really doing a crazy job, mixing up the knees and the flying knee, the body help is and he lands over the, oh my God! Egregious behavior from Chip, akin to the first Aldo Mendes fight with that knee. And look at him moving the hip suavecito como despacito. What a hit with the knees. Great fight respect is given by Chip, and just splits the guard down the middle with a knee. Brutal finish from Chip.
Do you know who that guy is? The boss from Kickboxer, Romero. Just the way you just walk you down, work those knees, just literally crush you them. I can't remember his name, but
is it Pereira? Alex Pereira?
Yeah, the dude from the bad guy from Kickboxer. The way
you're talking about Bloodsport, right, or something like that?
Yeah. It was like there was no stopping him. I felt threatened by his attacks. The way, just the coming forward, it felt like you just, I don't know, trying to kick a brick wall away from you that just kept coming forward, overpowering you. It felt like there was some sort of weight differences between these two guys in the octagon tonight. However, Chip does walk away with the victory and seals himself in the ESFL PlayStation side roster. So congratulations to you. We look forward to seeing on what you bring to the ESFL and the big stage. Commiseration to Dogu, who actually took his second L there, I believe. Commiserations to you, and hopefully we see you in the near future bouncing back and maybe even sealing yourself a spot at ESFL future, ESFL spot in the future. Romero, what a fight, what a card, and what a night.
Yeah, you know, a lot of finishes on this card. 5 finishes, only 1 decision. That 1 decision was a masterclass of MMA. You know, the one thing, I think it might have been pride on the line for Dogu, but I saw that Dogu wasn't trying to clinch his opponent, wasn't trying to throw his own knees back until a little bit later in the fight. Sometimes when the fight isn't going your way on the feet, you got to do what you got to do and mix things up so your opponent doesn't feel comfortable, you know, going in and out of range. If you apply something that's going to make them feel threatened. I mean, how many times did we see on esports, right? Somebody initiates a clinch, and then once the other guy initiates a clinch, suddenly they care about their distance a lot more because they're like, all right, I'm not trying to get clinched by this guy. He doesn't want to get clinched by me. And then it forces both players to reset and really pick what they want. Dogu was allowing his opponent to kind of stay in there. The timing of Chip was great. every single whiff that Dogu had, the moment there was one whiff, that's when Chip decided, all right, now I'm going to start my exchange. Now I'm going to start off my boxing combination. And the knees, mixing it up with the flying knee, that animation cancel kind of looks so similar. It kind of throws people off. I've been caught with a few of those myself, just playing with some of my teammates. So that's just a really stellar game plan. And just mentally can force your opponent to get really frustrated. Like, oh my God, he's kneeing me, as opposed to thinking proactively and thinking, all right, I got to start sidestepping these knees. I got to clinch him. I got to put him to the cage. I got to take this guy down. I got to teep him. Look for answers. Look for solutions as opposed to getting frustrated. And it looked like a little bit was that happening there with Dogu trying to force these exchanges, trying to force these Hail Mary strikes that he didn't really need. That first round was extremely close, but the second round, Chip took it away with his composure, and that was all she wrote. Chip now in the ESFL. Congratulations.
Couldn't have said it better. I mean, from what I took from that, the main game plan is when someone just, chopping away at you with those knees, you just really, in a nutshell, basically just change the pace of the fight, take the pace from them and work it with the clinches or even take it to the ground, which takes those knees away from them. Is that what you're basically saying, Romero?
Yeah, something that like makes them not feel comfortable. Even when you catch a knee, a little trick I like to do. If I catch a knee of somebody, I allow my stamina to reset. And once my stamina resets, I fire off to the body and then get ready to slip or pull whatever's gonna come back out of the way. Just have different options. A lot of players, even in the ESFL now, they have a plan A and then that's it. And then once that plan A starts to fall apart, you can see when it starts to panic. You can see when their plan B isn't really fully developed, and it's very important that you have a plan B, a plan C, hell, even a plan D, just ready in your arsenal. And it's not enough to just be one type of fighter. But in this case, distance management was on point. The striking was on point. The shot selection was on point on Chip, and Chip took home that victory.
Couldn't have said it better. Right, guys, before we do head off, we do hope you enjoyed that card. Absolutely amazing stuff here. Jay, I believe it's Jay that seals himself the spot as the title contender for the ICF, and Chip gets his spot in the ESFL. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow, the big one, the Esports Qualifier Redemption Tournament and UFL Saturday, July the 31st, which is next week. And if you want to keep up to date with all of this, don't forget to hit ESFL, follow on Twitter, sub on YouTube, and even join the Discord to get some spars. There's sections in there where people try to get spars and interact with the rest of the community. And don't forget, all the world's best players are to be found in the ESFL Discord. Um, Again, this has been enjoyable. It's been the first ICF created Fighter Showdown ICF 1. It's been a pleasure commentating this card. I've had fun with it. Look forward to doing it again. Romero beside me. Any last words, Romero?
That was a pretty fun card. It was a pleasure. It was an honor, really, to be able to call the first ICF card here for ESFL. Now, those of you who really want to see, that was some pretty good gameplay in itself. So you can only imagine tomorrow's card on esports. You got guys like Ed Parker, Swiss Liebbachs, Blake. These guys are like people that competed in the GOAT tournament, and they have to go through this redemption tournament to try and get a spot so they can compete in the grand finale. That's how deep the esports is. That's how crazy the stakes are, that some of the best are now forced to try to go back and go through a meat grinder to fight through. You want to see the best of the best compete, especially when their back is against the wall and one loss can just take them out of the way here. You got to watch the action tomorrow. You got to see the drama tomorrow. Guys have won, EK Dino won the first event. Crooks had a crazy performance and won that event too. And now this is the redemption tourney. A select few were chosen based on who they lost to, how exciting their fight was. And if the fight was close and their opponent went far, then this is their chance. This is their moment to try to make it into the grand finale. And you don't want to miss this card. Just check out ESFL on Twitter, ESFL on Discord, figure out what the time is. Tune in, see the action get down. And like I said, I'll be there and I'll be watching. I'll keep a close eye on everybody.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, that is us done for the night. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. And if you're staying up to watch the fights tonight, we hope you enjoy. And that is us for tonight. See you later and good night.
Have a good night.